What's up, y'all? We are back. This is episode 13 of the Houston Astros Out of the Park Baseball 26 series. Your Houston Astros in 2030, July 11th, stand at 59-34, the best record in baseball by just about a half game over the Red Sox. The Nationals are close in the NL. Besides that, we've kind of been the class of the league this year. And I think things could even trend upwards even more. It seems like we had a bit of a rough patch. Beginning, we started out, I guess we were 18-11. So recently we're 4-5. It's been a really good season all around. There's really nothing to complain about. We didn't start out quite as hot as we did like last year. Wyatt Langford particularly underperformed at the beginning of the year. Rainer Arias was really, really bad the first month. Check out his April stats, not good at all. He's definitely recovered the last couple of months and has been awesome. So far in July, not great, but he was one of the guys that underperformed. Wyatt Langford still on the year, his numbers are getting there, but he was quite bad in May, April. April was really good, but May was brutally bad for him. And even July wasn't amazing, or hasn't been amazing so far. So, couple rough months for him. Nothing crazy bad, but hopefully we'll get the MVP type Langford like we had last year. He's batting fifth, so he's moved down in the orders a bit. We've had a lot of movement kind of in the lineup. Zach Neto has been a really consistent player for us this year, though. He got off to a great start. Check out his March and April stats, really good. And then May was solid. June wasn't amazing, and so far in July, not great, but he's been really consistent after a tough start last year. He's been super consistent the 3 years he's been in town. Pretty much identical stats across the board. It's pretty incredible. But he's been great. Jackson Merrill, another awesome season. And his defense, we improved it in the offseason. It's definitely showed. 7.2 zone rating. Last year he had 6.7 throughout the full season. So just about at that or above that number about halfway through the year here. And he got off to a super hot start in March and April. May was great. June was great. So far in July, just about league average, but only 9 games. But he's been great. No complaints with him. Tristan Casas, man, he just continues to be incredibly consistent. His 4 years have just been awesome every year. That 125 to 130 WRC plus number. He's been great. He's going to be a free agent for the year. We're not going to be able to bring him back. We are pretty strapped for cash. We're negative 43. We're like negative 15 or so if you don't count this contract. But we're going to have to find some way to go up some money. We could always drop the development budgets and scouting budgets, but we'll see about that when we go to the offseason. But this could be a pivotal offseason. Of course, we're losing Neto, Casas. We'll see what happens. But the big news was Mason Miller went out, pitched 17 games for us, went out maybe a couple months ago. Yeah, back in May. Damaged elbow ligament, man. We signed him to a pretty sizable deal in the offseason. He'll definitely pick up that player option for next year. He should be back full strength by next season, but who knows if his ratings will drop off by then. He was so good in those games, and it's a shame, but we've had some guys come in. We're first in bullpen ERA. Orion Kirkering has come in as our closer and just been phenomenal. 25 saves already. He wasn't even the closer for the first month. It was Mason Miller, and he had 11 saves himself. But yeah, Kirkering's been awesome. Gregory Soto's been great. We brought him back on a 2-year deal this offseason. He might even be our best reliever so far this year. Wellington Herrera's had a great season so far. Mostly because he's limited the home run ball, something that he kind of ran into last year. He's dropped the walk rate a little bit. The strikeouts haven't quite been where they were last year, but the FIP looks good. He's been a really nice reliever for us. Michael Otanez has been a good piece as well. He's had a couple shaky games recently, but overall in the year he's been good. We'll get to Macarolas in a little bit. Dylan Floro, it's been a tough start, man. Probably driven a lot by this 341 BABIP. He's typically been in the 275, 250 range. throughout his career. His BABIP rating is pretty low, so it's not surprising that he's that bad. But the FIP looks good. He's not giving up home runs. He's not really walking any more guys than he has previously. Maybe just a tick more. And the strikeouts have been fine. So we're still hoping that he can turn things around. But it's been a rough start for him. Zach Eflin, it's probably about time. He looks pretty done at this point. He had a great year last year, man. And this year we gave him 15 starts to open the year. His ERA was well above 5, almost 6. Yeah, 5.58. 5.88. As a reliever, he's pitched 3 games. He did this a couple of years back when we moved him to the bullpen in 2028. And he wound up being a nice piece for us. But yeah, he's probably done. That money will come off the books this offseason. Cruz Schoolcraft, he got off to a pretty rough start. His numbers were never really that bad. He had an ERA like mid 4s maybe at one point. But he kind of really turned things around in June, a scoreless June, and 11 1/3. So far in July, only 4 1/3 innings, but a nice turnaround. And his FIP's still high, but he's dropped his walks a ton, improved his strikeouts from the beginning of the year. And then Danny Macarola, we got him in the trade with Pittsburgh a couple of years back for Jacob Young. That looks like it's been quite a bit of a steal. He pitched 10 games in AAA. He was pretty good. He was on the 40-man, so I called him up. And he's been really solid as a reliever for us at 25 years old, almost 26. And then in the rotation, with Eflin coming out of the rotation, we put Tim Levette in. He's made 4 starts for us. A mixed bag so far. So too early to tell with him. But Uchida, man, he's come back. It was a little, I guess he was really good all year. April was a little rough. His strikeouts were down. But he's been pretty incredible since. ERA under 2. I mean, I'm nitpicking the kind of rough start where his ERA was like the mid 2s, but man, he's been even better than his Cy Young year in 2028. Just a total beast. Even though his ratings have dropped off just a bit, he's still been awesome. Logan Webb, there's definitely signs of decline. The walk rate's up a little bit from last year. Strikeouts are down. But still been a really good arm, on pace to throw 200 innings for us. So no complaints with him. Noah Schultz, it was a little bit of a rough start. He didn't have the best April. May, June weren't amazing. But he's been a really solid number 4 starter for us. Then Aiden Curry, just kind of picking up where he left off last year with a really good season in his first real shot starting. He had a couple starts in 27, but that was kind of like a retooling year. Last year was really good, and this year it's kind of sustained that. The walks are down, the home runs are up a little bit. The FIP is not in a great spot, but his numbers on the year overall have been fine. And Danny Carpenter was up for a few games, 12 innings. Give a lot of home runs, but besides that, I think he could be a nice piece for us. Didn't walk too many guys when he was up. Jason DeCaro pitched 3 games for us. Just the strikeout walk stuff. I just don't think he's a major league pitcher, unfortunately. Trent Hodgkin has not been up with the team. He's not really, I don't know. I don't think he's really going to get there at age 27 now. Bob Schultz is on the 40, but hasn't made an appearance. Juan Soto was up for a game and got really beat up in a couple innings, gave 4 runs. Matt Scott was up for a few innings. Just walked too many guys. We'll see if he ever turns into anything. He's 26 now. And just hasn't really reached his upside, being our first draft pick, 21st overall in 2025. And then I guess we can go to the hitters. We kind of touched on like a lot of these guys. We haven't really had like a true standout player, but everyone's been really good. You can see like kind of our starters here in green. Everyone's above league average, besides Pedro Beltran, who I called up early in the year. It was, I think, I forgot oh yeah, there was a trade that we made. I'll get to that after, just because it's going to take a second to get to. But I called up Beltran. He played one game and strained his PCL in his knee, missed 7 weeks. He came back from his injury after a short rehab assignment. And he's played 14 games for us, hasn't done too much yet. But he is up with the team. Merrill talked about him. Casas talked about him. Arias has been solid, albeit not spectacular. Neto's been really good. Aaron Estrada, kind of like fully playing full-time at second base. The defense hasn't improved, which is still a little concerning for him, even though I think he passed his... Did he improve his defense in the offseason? Yeah, he did, but it doesn't really seem like it did anything because he's still well below league average as a defender. But with the bat, he's been really good. 12% above league average according to WRC+. Starling Caba, once again, got off to a really hot start and is kind of sustained it at this point. 111 WRC+. Defense always going to be great at shortstop. So on pace for almost 5 WAR. Langford talked about him. He got off to a tough start, turning things around, it seems. And then Drew Romo. I mean, league average again with the bat. That's 3 straight seasons. And it's going to be tough to let him go at some point. But it probably will happen, unfortunately. And Jacob Melton, another guy, got off to a tough start to the year. His April was pretty brutal. May was much better. June was brutal. And so far, July has been good in 4 games. He just always seems to find himself in the lineup. This time it was due to Kenny, what the heck's his name? Kenny Gomez underperforming. So Melton found himself in the lineup quite a bit more. He's been league average once again. Just a nice 4th outfielder. Kind of say that every time, but it's true. Josar Gonzalez has found himself playing a bit. 22 years old, guy we got in the San Francisco trade with Arias, gone through that a bunch. He hasn't been great, but he's a nice defender. Beltran, talked about him. He was annihilating AAA pitching, by the way, before we called him up. Jared Advincula is back up with the team. Hasn't been pretty in 60 plate appearances. The BABIP's quite low, though. So we still are going to hold out hope, but time's running out for him. He's 25. Hasn't really reached his upside yet. But his defense has improved over at second base, which is definitely a win for him. And Campbell Smickwith only played 7 games. We did wind up sending down our backup catcher, Malcolm Moore. He struggled in 63 plate appearances for us. So other guys who've been on the 40 who have been up for hitters. Gary Koslett did get a run when Beltran went down. Called him up, 97 plate appearances, didn't do too much, struck out way too much. I just don't really think he was ready. So we'll keep him down in AAA for the moment. He should be back up at some point this year. Bustamante, still want to get him up, man. He's looking really nice. Improving a little bit. He's our number 2 prospect, I think. Nesty Rosales is a 20-year-old, has made it up to AAA, just murdered AA to start the season. So far in AAA, he's definitely held his own, although the average is way down. But he's only 20. I'm really excited for him. Juan Ramirez has made his way to AAA. Again, really good in AA. Called him up to AAA. He's done really nice at that level. Jeff Huffins was up for a couple games, 35 plate appearances. Was really bad in them, so I had to send him down. But another guy, kind of looks like a pretty good player, man. At least like a league average bat. We have a ton of those guys at this point. Herman Ramirez was up to start the year. He was bad at that level. Sent him down to AAA. He's been good there, so we'll see if he is ever able to reach his upside at the power. Malcolm Moore talked about him. And I think that's about it. Jazz Chisholm has been killing AAA. I don't know. He might be trade bait for someone who's looking for a second baseman. Mike Motzkus is hitting really well in AAA. A defensive wizard, 24 years old, former 5th round pick. Started the year at AAA. He's been good there. I think that's about it. Bobby Scoresberg is up in AAA. Former 6th round pick a couple years back. Was awesome in AA. So far in AAA has been amazing. So yeah, the development with the hitters has been really good. Jesus Ledesma's up in Double A. Had a really hot start to the year, at least according to FIP in High A. So he's made one start in Double A. Eric Murphy, the guy we got in a trade with Baltimore this offseason for Joel Pyamps. He started the year in High A, was really good, and so far in Double A has been awesome. Jimmy Rader's been great in High A. He probably should get called up to Double A. I'll give him a few more starts, maybe end of July. And I think that's about it. Raul Molina might be due for a call up to high or A ball when the Dominican League's over. He's been awesome at that level throughout the last 2 seasons. So I think we can move on from that. And we're at the first year player draft here. I did go and sum up to my pick just because why not? Kyle Meyer was the top guy in the class. He winds up going number 1. Totally a guy I would have taken. Probably projects as a second baseman, but the bat looks awesome. A lot of good players here, man. Edward Korean. Excellent 85 grade speed. The defense could use a little bit of work, but the bat looks great. And there's some pretty decent players available. Not quite the caliber that I'm used to at this pick. And the guy that I was looking at was an arm. I gotta find him. I was looking through this yesterday. I think it was John Jacobson. Yeah, kind of a soft tossing lefty, but has kind of all the stuff that I like. High home runs allowed rating. The stuff's really good. He got 6 pitches and a really good mix of pitches as well. The control's kind of an issue. He's 22, but has great stamina. Just kind of a type of guy that I like, John Jacobson. And honestly, there wasn't too much else that really stuck out to me with college guys. Matt Ashworth looks okay. There wasn't a ton that I loved. So he was the one that stuck out to me. It's Jacobson. Rusty McCormick, but I mean, another outfielder. I don't think that's really what we need. I'd rather stack up on the arms. Or a guy like Dave Singh, but he's not a really defender. So that's probably the direction I'm going to go. Who's that guy with the 80 grade eye? I just scrolled by. Maybe I was just imagining. Maybe that was Mike Taylor. I think I'm going to go with Josh Jacobson. Just a fun arm, a little bit different look. Got a couple nasty out pitches, curveball, changeup, splitter. The fastball isn't going to kill you, but he's got a fastball, sinker, slider as well. Just the kind of type of guys that I like. So 22 years old, Josh Jacobson, going to be our first round pick, 35th overall. And we have like 3 comp picks coming up in a few. So a lot of these guys should just be available as well. So, I mean, we could take some swings with these. So, we have 3 straight picks. Where the heck's the draft order? Yes, we have 7, 8, and 9 in the comp round. What are those, like pick 44, 45, 46 in the draft? We're gonna have to sift through, see what we like. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to take one of these college relievers if they show up. I mean, Rick Martino's kind of interesting. He was another guy that I was looking at. Kind of a really interesting player. He's got an electric fastball, great stamina, side armor, struggles with control. He's got a fastball, slider, screwball, and not a great changeup. But super interesting. I probably wind up taking Martino with one of these picks. Mike Pratt's got the 75 range. He was a guy that I liked. You know, you'd love to get an infielder in the building as well, like Jeff Denmark, an interesting player. He's got really good personality. I think I'll probably take Denmark, the pitcher that we saw earlier, Eric Lewis, also really interesting. Does have low work ethic, though. This guy's pretty good. Another shortstop to throw a dart at. Jim Norris, nice contact bat. Brent Parker, I mean, high floor first baseman. Jamie Phillips would be a good reliever, but he has bad personality. DJ Swindle, totally a type of guy that I like. High developed high school arm. Fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, sinker. Good pitch mix. Has upside to grow with the velocity. Good home runs allowed. Eric Wilson, a good high contact bat. Can play corner outfield spot. If we want another corner outfielder, which we have a ton of those. John Graves, I mean, this is it's good. We could probably get him in the second round. I wouldn't spend one of these comp picks on him. Chris Long, he's a reliever, though. Could be a really damn good one, though. Yeah, Rusty McCormick was good too, man. I think Rusty McCormick might be too good to pass up. Still really well-rounded bat with good power, good gap power, good speed, good defense. All right, so I think the guys that I'm going to target here with these 3 picks are going to be Martino. It's going to be Jeff Denmark. And whoever the guy, Rusty McCormick. So it doesn't matter too much what order we take them in. So I'll take McCormick with this pick. We're gonna do Rick Martino, and then I did like GJ Swindle too. But I think we should get the shortstop in the building. Jeff Denmark. Really good personality. So we'll take those 3. And we'll go to our next pick. See, Swindle's still there. So it's a no-brainer in my mind. Low demand, too. Okay. So you got Vincio Coker, who's another guy. Another shortstop that I liked. Probably a third baseman. Could take Mike Pratt. He's impossible, though. Could go with the reliever. Maybe that's a next round type of thing. Paul Sank, another one. I think that might be my 4th and 5th round picks. Those guys are available. But let's go with Sirio Vincio Coker. Extreme pull, righty, third baseman type. Could develop defense a little bit better. Yeah, let's take him with this pick. The 3rd. And then 4th round. I mean, we got Greg Steffen here too. Awesome personality, minus the leadership. We got John Graves, the righty, and then Billy. The other reliever went. The lefty guy. Rich Day's kind of fun too. If we just want to go for offense, he has a big demand, so he might fall to like the 5th round. We've gone under slot on all these picks, so we'll have some money to work with. Let's go Greg Steffen with this pick. Slot guy. Don't usually take relievers that early. But yeah, the other reliever went anyway. And then just other college guys. Zhang's not bad. Manny Alvarez. Steve Askey's kind of not that well developed for a 21-year-old. Third baseman's not amazing. Keith Elrick, another high work ethic guy, side armor. Did that first baseman go with a 3.2? Yeah, he did. Jesse Miles is pretty fun. Good high octane arm. A lot of good pitches. I mean, we've gone under slot on every pick. It wouldn't be crazy to take him here. Could also go like Jim Norris. Oh, is this... This wasn't the guy. No. Mike Skidmore, kind of my type, but only 3 pitches. Philip Souders. Pretty interesting. Good work ethic. He's impossible, though. Josh Gersten. Well-developed fastball slider guy. The stuff's not really there, though. Fastball circle change, insane control, side armor. It's a fun player there. Randy Tepper. Not bad. All right, I'm gonna poke around a little bit. We'll come back at the end of the draft with the results. We'll check in at that point. All right, so obviously we had a ton of picks in this draft. We'll go through the first 7 rounds here. We'll quickly go through the rest of them. So we left off took Greg Stephan in the 4th round, reliever. Looks like could be a total stud. Good work ethic, good baseball IQ, good fastball, curveball. Also has a sinker. Low home runs allowed. Probably going to be a beast. Let's hope at least. Brandon King, we took him in the 5th round. Low work ethic, but probably the best arm available. Just going to roll the dice, see if he works out. Looks like he'd be pretty decent if he develops. Went up with Jim Norris, high schooler, in the 6th round. Good bat-to-ball skills. Not the worst power in the world, above average. Not great defense, but we'll see if he even makes it anywhere. And then Curtis Beard, took him in the 7th round. We kind of prioritized infielders because our farm system does kind of lack infield depth or even any kind of like high profile infielder. So Curtis Beard, one of the best available. Not horrible defensively. There's room to work with this. And then good work ethic, good leadership. And the bat looks pretty good. As for the rest of the drafts, we took this guy, Chad Lassier, in the 8th round. We'll send him right to A-ball. We want him. No, you're not out on loan anymore. You're going to go straight to A-ball. Lefty reliever. Took Wilson Gomez, a 21-year-old. He could probably play in A-ball as well. We'll let him stay in the Trenton League, or stay on Trenton. We took Steve Askey in the 10th round. And he'll start in Class A, 21-year-old. Nice looking arm. Steve Servin, 18-year-old reliever. Probably good enough to play in A-ball. We'll start him in rookie ball, though. Matt Branham, obviously the big power upside. Looks like he played third base. Still very young. We'll see if he develops. Jeremy Coates, pretty fun player here. The framing's in a good spot, 60. I mean, that's playable. The blocking and arm does need work. If this bat develops, we can work on his defense. But a 13th round pick, I mean, there's too much tools here to kind of let him go any farther. Even if the avoid case is going to be an issue, and maybe some of the defensive stuff. Took Eddie Brennan, kind of the same flavor of guy, a little bit better defensively, maybe a little bit worse with the bat. Just kind of double dipping with those guys. We took Nick Campbell in the 15th round. Good bat to ball skills. Not much defense. Gabe Summers, looks like he'd be a really good defensive third baseman. The bat's not really there, though. Eric Turner, another infielder. Austin Fitzpatrick, could be a reliever at some point. Then we took Eddie Hernandez. Definitely has a fastball. The stuff looks like it could be big time. Just movement and control issues with him. And then took Alex Rainey, 18-year-old, just kind of the last guy available, the best guy available at that time. So yeah, we'll see how all those guys go. We had a ton of early picks in this draft, so hopefully it could be a fruitful return. Looking through our draft history, Matt Scott hasn't really produced at the major league level. There's still hope for him, but he's 26 now. He was our first pick in this in the series. Nate Snead, he's still in AAA or AA now. Just hasn't really worked out. It was a 3rd round pick. Carter Smith, he's still in our system, 23 years old. Just really hasn't worked out. Tucker Biven, still in AA, hasn't really worked out. So this first draft, it's kind of looking like a bust. I mean, did we take anyone out of here? Murph Gray, we flipped to Atlanta for Kerkering and Otania's this offseason. So, I mean, that's something as a 7th round pick. No one really else here to talk about. Jason DeCaro was a bust. Yeah, I wish he was this. He's not. 3rd overall pick, did not work out. I mean, maybe he makes a few more appearances in the majors, but yeah, that was a total whiff of a pick. Gabe Gakel, he was a whiff in the 2nd round. TJ Pompey's in AA for us. He's shown some stuff, but hasn't really produced. Campbell Smickwith's in the majors, so that's good. Edvin Kula's in the majors. Zach McCullough was a guy at one point that I really liked, but he hasn't developed. Anyone else here? Bob Schultz is on the 40-man. Has some good tools if he can ever put it all together. He's in AAA, though. Maybe he can. Besides that, no real contributors. A lot of these guys are still in our system now, like Kropel. Tarpley's with Washington now, but 27 was a good draft, though. Got Tim Levette in the 1st round. That was a good pick. Jeff Huffins in the 2nd. He's been up in the majors a little bit. Gary Koslett in the 3rd. He's been a top prospect in our team. Caballero's still in our system in AA. Kyler Pierce, he's one of our top prospects. Bobby Scoresburg looks like a pretty good prospect as well. Hitting in AAA right now. Bill DiLorenzo, I think he's probably still in our top 20. He's been great in the high A. We should give him the call up to AA probably. Where am I? 28? 27. Justin Taylor's in AAA for us. The 27 draft was pretty good. Low-key a good draft. Then 28, Justin Franklin, he doesn't really have the stamina anymore after a couple injuries, I think. He dealt with one injury, I think. Maybe he didn't. I think he was a 40 stamina when you drafted him. He's fallen down to a 30. But he's in AA, still time for him. Jimmy Rader, he's still a top prospect for us. Number 13 in baseball. He's our top prospect. Got him in the 2nd round. Jim Knutson, he's slowly making his way through the minors. He's in A-ball. I keep losing where I am. So many names on the screen. Aaron Herndon hasn't worked out. Motskis is in AAA, hitting well at that level. Josh Leno, another guy who's low-key, kind of hitting the minors the last couple seasons. Started the year in high A, has made his way up to AA, and hitting pretty well at that level. Scullin, not really good a player. Eric Vitale, jury's still out on him. He's been a league average bat in A-ball at this moment. Anything else really to talk about here? Not really. 2029, we took Rob Schaefer in the 1st round. This was last year. He's hitting really well at high A. Probably could use a promotion at this point. The BABIP's 421, which I'm a little concerned about. you're hoping this isn't just a flash in the pan, but his ratings look pretty good. He's making his way through the minors. Let's call him with the double A, see how he does. Then we took Ian Griffin. He's still young. Keith Connor, shortstop, 24. He's playing in high A right now. Just probably moving a little slower than you'd like from a 24-year-old in high A. He's probably a little old for that level. Hey, we may as well promote him to double A. I don't think it's going to hurt his development. Could just be bored at that level. Jaheim Garrett, still young. These guys are a little too early to tell if we hit on any of these. So, our first two drafts, there wasn't a ton that came out of it. We flipped Murph Gray, I guess. Campbell Smickwith is in the majors. Matt Scott's made a couple appearances. DeCaro's made a few appearances. Advin Kula's played some second base for us. These last three drafts have been much better. And we're hoping this year's draft can be, keep that trend going. So we're here July 11th. What do we kind of need on this team as we go into the deadline? I think the lineup is pretty good. You'd like to get like a real second baseman in here, put Estrada more back in his utility role, but he's been good offensively at second base. He's definitely outperformed. He's still been a valuable player at second, even if his defense is bad. Assuming Beltran can turn things around, I don't think the offense really needs a ton. Pitching wise, you'd probably like a fifth starter unless Tim Levette can turn it on his next couple starts. Eflin just kind of has fallen apart this season, unfortunately. The home runs have killed him. We're kind of banking on him being at least somewhat the pitcher he was, even the previous couple of years when his ERA was around 4. You would have loved that, but it hasn't been that way. Matt Garola, he's been good as a reliever, but I don't know if I trust him. Schoolcraft will probably hang on this roster for the rest of the year, barring some collapse. So there's not a ton of movement. Maybe one more starter if there's something available. I'm not sure what the market is. Like Logan Gilbert out here. He's had a nice season in Philly this year. Joel Payamps is a reliever. Could bring him back. We got like Clark Schmidt, but is this like really an upgrade from Levette? I don't know. Justin Steele, still kicking at age 35. He's had a nice year. Thank God I didn't trade for Shannon McClanahan because his home runs have not settled down this season, and he's been awful. So I'm glad I pivoted to Noah Schultz because he's been much better. And I think even better days are ahead for him. 87 fifth minus, and the home runs have ticked down from last year. Everything else pretty much in line. So I think he'll get better as the year goes on. So yeah, we're going to move closer to the deadline here and kind of see how things play out with what guys become available. As we lose 5-2 against Texas, Pedro Beltran does have a couple hits in this one. Noah Schultz, pretty decent start. Otanez gives up a couple runs, though. We lose in a bad offensive performance. We will play Texas. Aiden Curry against his former team. At least he was a farmhand. I don't know if he ever made a major league appearance for them. Or maybe he wasn't. I completely lied. He was on Arizona. Maybe I was mistaking him for one of those other guys that we had. But Aiden Curry, great start. Zach Eflin gives up a couple runs, but Kerkering picks up the save. Offensively, Neto had a couple runs batted in. Romo and Kaba doing some work at the bottom. Arias also drove in a run. Looks like Neto had a home run in this one. So looking to take the series against Texas. Uchida on the mound. I kind of would like him to pitch in the All-Star game. So Tim Levette's good to go. I'm going to pitch Tim Levette here. Probably not good for us, but I want to see Uchida pitch in the All-Star game here. And I'd like to see Levette get a start because we need as many innings to evaluate him as possible. So we win 4-3 in a walk-off. Drew Romo walks it off. He's been awesome. I don't think he'll be an all-star, but I guess he wasn't. They got announced yesterday. That's unfortunate, man. He probably has deserved an all-star nod at some point. Langford continues to struggle. But Neto, couple RBIs. Arias has had a nice little run of games. Tim Levet, nice start, 5 1/3, 2 runs. I'll take that all day. Macarola, 3 2/3 shutty, and Kirkering, two inning save. So let's check out the All-Star teams. Looking really quick. Max Fried still kicking it, age 36 for the Yanks. Love that. He's been fantastic. And has been great as a Yankee. Oh yeah, he's been awesome. Wow. Fantastic career for Max Fried. Probably future Hall of Famer. In the save. So Uchida makes it. He will start the All-Star game. That's great. Logan Webb also makes the All-Star team. One of his more down years, but has he made it every year for us? He came in 27. I guess he probably didn't make it last year. 28 and 30, yeah. He was hurt in the first half of last year. Kirkering makes it as a reliever. No other relievers for us. Oh, Gregory Soto, just kidding. Yeah, well-deserved for both of those guys. They've been great. At catcher, Francisco Alvarez. Cleveland signed him in the offseason from the Mets, and he has been incredible as their catcher. Samuel Basallo and Nathan Flewelling. Never heard of this guy, but I guess he's a real life prospect for them. 3rd round pick in 2024. Okay. Nice. Yeah, it's always tough to beat those offensive catchers getting into the All-Star game. Chase Laviolette makes it. Real life prospect this season in the draft. He's had a couple nice years back to back. Juan Rodriguez from Toronto, international guy they signed in 2026. Just kind of going through some league stuff in this episode, I think, because I did kind of start this episode late in the season. Colt Keith, really good season for him. How's his career gone so far? Really good season his first year in the save. He only played 44 games. Not so great the next year, but he's been a really nice player for them. Jackson Holiday, always a beast. I mean, just a great career for him. Likely a future Hall of Famer. Then we have Junior Caminero, guy on the trade block. Looks like they signed him to an extension, though, so he'll probably be hanging around in Tampa. Good decision by them. He's a really good player. Gunnar Henderson, still hanging around. Anthony Volpe, a 5-win player here at the All-Star break. Yankees would love to see that. Looks like they signed him to an extension, 5 years, $33 million. Really reasonable deal for the superstar shortstop. And Mason Wynn, who signed with Toronto this offseason, making the All-Star team. Not a crazy deal they gave him either. And the outfield, Wilyer Abreu in left. He's been great for Boston. He's going to be a free agent after next year. See if they lock him up, 31 years old. Andy Devora, scout and discovery in 2025 for them, and is a total beast. Was he always this good? No, it looks like he had a big jump in 2028, according to our scout, and has continued on that upward trajectory. It goes from a 50 contact to an 80 potential, and more above average power guy to like an elite power. Wow, great player, Andy Devora. Riley Green's still a really good player. Walker Jenkins. Looks like he's rehabbing in AAA, but has had a really good first half. A 208 OPS plus, 3.8 WAR in 63 games. Wow. And they signed him to a big extension while he was before last season. Tyler O'Neill in Boston at age 35, making the big bucks. Holy crap. So it looks like they brought him back to Boston after his 1 year and 2 years in Baltimore. He's been pretty solid. Jason Churio for Cleveland. That's a total stud there, man. On pace for a 9 WAR. 25 years old. Jackson Merrill for us. He makes it in center field. Well deserved. On pace for 7 WAR. Julio Rodriguez still kicking at age 29. He's been really good in the save as well. Perpetual 5-win player. Lazaro Montes, their corner outfield prospect in real life. Been a bit up and down with the bat, but is put in a really good first half in 61 games. And Jordan Sanchez for the Red Sox. Traded with Baltimore way back in the day in 27 for Paul Fry, who is now retired. That's looking like it was a total steal. 178 WRC plus 5.5 WAR in the first half. Yeah, it's a damn good player. Was this the guy? Who is this? Oh, this is the guy we signed instead of the guy we traded to Cincinnati that offseason. Ishihara. There you go. Who has been a really good arm in this series. ERA is well below 2 almost every year. And then Gu, who was the other guy we could have signed in that period. He's 36 now, but has been awesome for Philadelphia every single year. So we couldn't have really gone wrong with either of those guys. We wound up pivoting to Uchida, which worked out very well as well. So Humberto Cruz, Jack Flaherty at age 34. He's a free agent after the season. Marcos Macedo, 3rd round pick in 2027. Dario Murillo. Yuri Perez, love to see him doing well. He is wrecked, man. He has had a rough go of it. So he missed a lot of 2026. Has been very healthy the last couple of seasons and has been great. I shouldn't say that. He was bad in 2028. And Manuel Urias, a guy we traded to them in 2028. What trade was this? Wellington Herrera. Yeah, okay, I remember this. So this guy was like one of those dudes where I was like, yeah, he might be like a nice 5th starter for you. But he didn't really fit in our timeline. He was valued very highly by other teams. So we flipped him for Wellington Herrera, which took a little bit of time to work out, but he's been good this year. And we also traded them Greg LaRue, who's 23 years old, pitching in the Arizona Complex League. God. AI is so weird with the promotion-demotion stuff. We'll go through the rest of it kind of quickly. Eric Lauer, age 35, has been great. This guy Mendez, Rule 5 pick in 2028. It's always fun to see how these guys get these players. Sammy Natera, former Astro. Wait, was he? Yeah, former Astro in 2026. Yeah, we went over this last episode, I think. Duran, this guy's a beast. Love to get my hands on one of those kind of relievers. Patrick Bailey, a 3.5 win player here. He was a guy on the trade block earlier this season, if I remember correctly. He might still be. Yeah, he is. Definitely outperforming what he's done offensively throughout his career, but good to see him get an all-star appearance. Guy who deserves it as a good defender and all that good stuff. Got Bernal for Washington. Ivan Herrera, the starter for St. Louis. Ixel Plaz. Interesting. He's having a great season this year. Esteban De La Cruz, free agent signing in 2028. So they gave him a pretty sizable deal. Last year was solid. This year has been really good. They gave him a 5-year, 20-something per year deal. Yeah, Vlad Guerrero, he's on Washington. Kind of has fallen off pretty quickly. Austin Riley still kicking for Atlanta. Not a ton of good first basemen this year, it seems. Matt McClain, former Astro that we traded him to the Padres. He makes it for St. Louis. He's been much better since he left us. Yairo Padilla, nice defender, having a really good year with the bat. Alex Freeland, now with Arizona, got traded in 2026. He's been a really good player. What did that trade look like? It was for Mike King. It was falling off quickly. I think I might have tried to make a run at him at some point. Glad I didn't do that. Nolan Gorman having a good year for Philadelphia now. Jesus Made, the guy you always want to get on your team, but so highly valued. Made his debut, looks like at age 20 a couple years back, 21. He's been a total beast. Charles McAdoo, interesting player. League average bat for most of his career, and all of a sudden is a 133 WRC plus guy. Juan Baez, also from Milwaukee, having a good year. I'd imagine their team must be pretty good. Ellie De La Cruz on pace for 9.5 WAR. He's got to be on a Hall of Fame pace for sure. Oh yeah, 54.4 WAR, 54.2 WAR through age 28, including almost a couple 10-win seasons, including this one, which very well could be right there. James Wood, just a total monster. I think he's had a couple of, I don't know, he's been really good, but not like amazing, like God tier. Is that defensive driven? Not really. I don't know what that is. I guess he's missed some time. I got Connor Griffin out in center field for Pittsburgh. Love me some Connor Griffin breaking out this season. Addison Barger. Wow. That's a crazy season from a dude who's not really a left field or a right fielder. Jordan Walker. Seems always be good in OTP. It looks like it might have taken a little bit for him to get going. The last couple seasons, he's been awesome. Bryce Eldridge playing some right field for San Francisco. Super consistent. 135 WRC plus guy. 130 guy. 4 WAR. They got Shohei. Still kicking at age 36 now. Is he pitching as well? And he's had a good year pitching as well. So that's cool. All right. Anyway, that took a while. We're going to go up to the deadline here. We'll be back. All right. So I looked around. There wasn't a ton of reliever stuff available. That was kind of going to be the only thing. We're 71 and 37. We've had a really, really strong month of July. After a 4-5 start, we're 12 and 3 cents. So yeah, it's been a really good month. I don't think this team really has any changes that I want to make to it. Sometimes it's better off just running with it. Pedro Beltran has been a godsend the last couple of weeks. He's got his WRC plus up to 121. So he's been great. You hope Langford turns things around. Tristan Casas has been awesome. Arias continues to be really good. Merrill's been awesome. Neto has been really good. So, unless we were going to make a move for a second baseman, which I don't think is really necessary. That's kind of just making a move for the sake of it. If you're allowed to have one weak link on defense, and our zone rating's first in baseball, first in errors, first in defensive efficiency. That's with having Estrada at second base, who a negative 8.2 zone rating is not good, but it is what it is. A lot of teams wanted Herman Ramirez, who once upon a time I thought of as a future second base option. Hasn't really put in good at bats in the majors, and he's made almost 550 plate appearances at this point, 560 something plate appearances. But I'm not ready to really give up on him yet for what we're getting. Nesty Rosales is another guy on the way if we need a second baseman. You got Ramirez down here. and got Jazz on a minor league deal. I'm curious if there's a market out there for him just to, get him off the team. Not that I don't want him as an option, but if we can get something for him, like a good reliever like this, potentially. Dustin Harris, kind of a similar story. I mean, none of these guys are really that great. Maybe like a dart throw on a young reliever. You know what? We'll do a Blakiri. Low work ethic, but sidearm lefty, slider cutter. For a guy who's probably not going to make it up to the majors, you'd imagine, is kind of really outperforming what I expect out of him. I think this makes sense. Just get another arm in the building. Opens up some more AAA at-bats for some other guys. Black Carey can go to probably high A. We'll start him there. See how he does. But yeah, that the one trade we had was with the Rangers for Mackenzie Gore. He's been used as a starter this season. He's been fine. I would use him as a reliever. The home run stuff scares me, but he's got good stuff. Can eat some innings when we need it. And I'll be giving up his Michael Knorr, controllable, not younger, but a controllable starter. That if they want to move him to their major league roster, they can. And they'll eat all of Gore's contract for this season. And kind of a can't lose deal. Gore sucks. We cut him and we don't lose any money. And we have, Danny Carpenter's up. I'm going to send him down as a result of this. Maybe we're a little overloaded on lefties, but I'd rather have more options than not enough. So, yeah, Gore's going to slot into a middle relief role. We'll see how he does. If he's not good, we can cut him. But anyway, that's going to wrap up this episode. Kind of anticlimactic, but I'd rather not make changes. Tim Levette, since the All-Star break, he had this nice 5 1/3 inning start. He pitched 5 good innings in this one. Got beat around in this last one. But we have Ricky Bustamante here, who's another guy I want to get up at some point. So I don't want to logjam our pitching too much. And if we need an outfielder, we got Gary Koslett, next guy up. You also got Jeff Huffins down here, who's played really well in AAA. So, yeah, we kind of have a logjam in a lot of positions. So, not going to add any more guys. We'll work with what we have internally. So, that's going to wrap up this episode. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.